Welcome to the Transformational Soul Show with your host, Ruth Soltman. Are you ready to experience more stability in your life? You can change your life and be who you are meant to be, your authentic self.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Ruth Soltman, and I'd like to welcome you to the Transformational Soul. Welcome if you're here for the first time. Please say hello in the chat box so that we know you're here. And if you've been here before, welcome back. It's so wonderful to have you. I want to say hello to everyone over there watching on Rumble. We really appreciate all of our viewers. Before we get started, let's just take a couple of deep breaths here and relax a little bit. So take a deep breath in. And let it out. And again. And let it out. And one more. And when we do that, it helps us to relax. You can kind of feel some of your stress leaving your body. So as we gather here together, we ask for our spiritual tribes to come in and form a sacred circle around all of us. We ask for all of our angels, all of our guides, all of the archangels, our higher selves, and all of our ancestors to join us in this sacred circle. We ask our spiritual tribe to wrap this sacred circle in a beautiful light-filled bubble and only allow beings of the highest vibration of love and light to enter. We ask that all messages, all information, all words that we receive be for our best and highest good. We ask that all of these are also given and received with the highest vibrations of love and light. And so it is. Well, I want to say hello to Richard Riddle. Nice to see you here. And you were the early bird tonight. So thank you so much for joining. Hello, Elizabeth. It's so wonderful to see you. Hi, Veronica. I'm so glad you could be here. Hello to Joyce. Joyce is out there watching. Thank you so much for being here. So I have a couple of announcements before we get started. So I hope you all can join us this Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern for the Spiritual Message Circle. Hello, Summer Solstice. So wonderful to have you here. Now, if you haven't joined us before for the Spiritual Message Circle, I hope you will check it out. You'll be really glad that you did. For a donation of $20 or more, you'll get a message from all of the show hosts that are available that night. Even if you do not get a reading for yourself, you're going to hear a message or some kind of information that's really going to be meant for you, and it's really going to deeply resonate with you. So, make sure you check that out. It's a lot of fun. We have a blast on that show. Also, if you haven't joined already, I hope you'll join our Goldylocks Productions group on Telegram. We share lots of great information, and you can also find out about updates or cancellations and stuff is there as well. So I have to tell you, last night, I was absolutely blown away. If you did not watch Tiffany White Sage Woman's interview on Order of Light, you are really, really missing out. A while back, Tiffany had the show's hosts, Robert Earl White and Josh Miota, on her show, so that might sound familiar to you, their names or Order of Light. The interview was, I think, about 90 minutes long, and Tiffany gives you great insight into her childhood. She kind of shows how her path developed from then until now. And she reinforces how we all have that spiritual tribe with us always guiding us from the other side. It was so good. So if you haven't watched it yet, please do. It was amazing. It was very enlightening. And right before the show, I looked on YouTube and it already has 787 views. So awesome. So congratulations, Tiffany. It was such a great show. So both of my card decks, the I Am cards and the Transformation cards, are available for purchase. If Tiffany would put the link up for me, you can order directly from this link. You can just go to the link. It's like a little store on the printer website, and they will print them and ship them directly to you. It takes roughly about 10 days before you get them. All of my books are available on Amazon, on my website at ruthsoltman.com. That's RUTH, S as in Sam, OLT, M as in Mary, AN as in Nancy.com. And they are also now available in my new Etsy store. My Etsy store is under Angel Works Publishing, so you can just type that in, or Tiffany will put up the link as well. Now, my books will help you no matter where you are on your healing journey. And you can reread them at different times and different stages in your life. As you evolve, they will help you to go even deeper. And they also make a really great gift. If you would like to send a tip or a donation for the show, you can do that via my Venmo at Ruth-Saltman, or through Super Chat and Super Sticker on YouTube, or on Rumble Rant on Rumble. Now, if you would like to sponsor this or any of the Goldylocks Productions shows, because the shows are all amazing, you can contact my producer, Tiffany White Sagewoman, to find out how to do that. So, August is over, guys, and I know we're pretty excited about that. Hello, Sarah. Nice to see you here. I'm glad you could make it. Because this energy has been crazy. And now September's already in full swing. It's already the 7th, so it's been a week now. So we're underway. August bombarded us with this amazing, very intense, mind-blowing energy. So I want to know, how has it affected you? What changes have you noticed, if you've noticed any? Because maybe you haven't. But let me know in the comments. That would be awesome. Now, I found myself very physically affected by this energy pretty much on a daily basis. I had headaches. I had the brain fog, which kind of created a little maybe confusion. I had dizziness. I had exhaustion and crazy active dreams. Just to name a few. Now, these weren't happening, every single one of these things every single day. It was like the 1 week it would be this. 1 week it seemed like it targeted a different area. But because I could feel different areas of my body vibrating constantly. I required more sleep. I required more water. I required more quiet time. And then after a while, after I started giving my body what it needed, the energy began integrating with mine, and the symptoms began to subside. Hello, Joyce Hartman. Nice to see you here from Washington. Thank you for joining us. Hello, Devin. Nice to see you here. And so after a while then, this energy started integrating with mine. And what I have been left with after all of this is I have a lot more clarity. Things are so much clearer for me. My intuition has been sharpened. Sometimes I will have an intuitive impression or thought, and within minutes it happens. So that's gotten a lot sharper. And I've also have a deeper feeling of love for myself and for others. So I really want to know, what you guys have experienced, if you've noticed any changes in yourselves, and how this has all affected you. Veronica says, August was intense. Calm down now, and I have a lot of clarity and awareness. That's another good one. Awareness. Yes. Awareness. But it's so nice now because it's like all that fog has lifted and things have become so much clearer. Now, the Schumann resonance, we talk about quite a bit. And I know some others talk about it on their shows as well. Now, if you're not familiar with it, It's basically the natural heartbeat of Mother Earth. And it's been acting in rare form lately. There's a couple of different people that I follow on Facebook that are always posting about it, researching it, and different things like that. One of them is Duncan Alexander. Now, a day or two ago, he says that it entered a blackout/missing data period for over 8 hours. And just before that, the Schumann resonances recorded the highest frequency value for 2022 this far, peaking at 8.8 hertz when and normal is 7.83 hertz. Then on September 3rd, a crack opened in the Earth's magnetic field. Solar winds poured in, sparking an unexpected G1 class geomagnetic storm. The number we usually talk about when we talk about the Schumann resonance is about the amplitude. The amplitude is the power of the frequencies that are coming in. This is the energy that we feel. This is the higher, the higher vibrational energy that we ourselves feel. The higher our vibration, the more that we feel and experience this energy. Let's see. Get to a couple of comments here. Joyce says, practicing pretending everyone can hear my thoughts. Oh, that's funny. Oh. Veronica says, even as simple as noticing there is lyrics tab on my music app I hadn't noticed before. That is awesome. Very awesome. Hello, Sam. Sam, it's so nice to see you. Now, another person that I follow with all of this Schumann resonance information is the energetic alchemist. And she was talking about a sunspot that just shot off the historical X flare on 9/5. So that was 2 days ago. She says that it will be pointing toward the earth early next week. So we need to get in nature more to regain our balance. We're expecting big activations next week, she says. So I feel like that's going to be a huge, massive shift in energy again. And we already know there's one coming in October, right? We were talking about that a couple of weeks ago. There's this huge influx of energy that's going to activate the collective in a whole new light. So a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about that on the show and about getting our bodies ready to absorb this energy, making the changes that you need to make. Create the best and highest vessel for this energy to come into. Because I'm going to be honest, August kicked my butt with this. I was not prepared. My physical body was not prepared. I'm getting prepared for October. I've made a lot of changes to help my body be lighter. And I mean, I'm already feeling it. So, and raising my vibration. So my angels and guides have been telling me that we will keep receiving these energy influxes, shifts, whatever you want to call them, for the rest of this year, that it will continue in waves, right? In waves. Sometimes they're going to feel massive. So think of your body like as a surfboard and get your surfboard ready to ride those waves. Let's see here. I think some messages aren't coming through. Let me double check here. Joyce. No, it doesn't look like they did, Joyce. She said, okay. She says, Joyce Hartman says, I gave up ice cream and I miss it. Do you feel different since you gave it up? Vibrationally, when we eat those higher vibrational foods, we can feel that difference in our body. So the changes that we make now are a good indicator of whether you'll be balancing on those waves or going under and sinking. Lighten up your human vessel. That's what our bodies are, That's our human vessel. And it houses our spirit. It houses our soul. It houses that beautiful light energy. So we need to lighten that up so that we can absorb the energy and let it integrate with our own. This is going to raise our vibration even more. The time is now. We have to let go. We got to let go of anything that is no longer serving us, whether it's unhealthy food, toxic habits, toxic people, toxic work environment. Lighten that load and let it all go. Know that whatever we hold on to, that is not for our best and highest good, is eventually going to affect us in a negative way on every level of our being. Now, you may have heard of Louise Hay. She wrote many, many books. And my favorite one of hers is called Heal Your Body. And in this book, she talks about how all of our physical illnesses have a mental or emotional cause. And in this book, she lists the problem, the probable cause, and the new thought pattern. It's an affirmation to get you out of that pattern of behavior. Hello, Linnell. Nice to see you. Hi, Sage. How wonderful you could join us tonight. And I find this book really interesting. And, I had this book many years ago, and I loaned it to someone, and then they refused to give it back to me. And I was in an older bookstore, a used bookstore one day, and ran across it and got a ginormous deal on this book. And I absolutely love this book. I've gone through this book. Hello, Heather. Nice to see you. With different, like when I would have certain, situations or things that maybe different parts of my body that were achy or hurting. When I knew of people that were ill. And I would look it up and I would look at what it says was the probable cause. And I would look at that person or myself, and you could see that situation in their life. You could completely see it. And, healing, we talk about self-healing and healing from our issues all the time. And it's something that we have to do. And when we don't, it's just going to cause and create more and more and more problems and issues for all of us. And that first step on that healing journey is forgiveness. So know that forgiveness is so crucial to your health on every level. Sage says, I've had 6 copies, lent them all out, never got them back, and it was right on spot. Yep. It's amazing. The book is absolutely amazing. Okay, let me read you one. Let me pick one here. How about... Okay, here's one. It just says aches. We'll do a general one. And it says the probable cause for aches, which would be like body aches, is longing for love or longing to be held. Now, the new thought pattern, affirmation, is I love and approve of myself. I am loving and lovable. And we all know that when we don't love ourselves, it creates a lot of chaos in our bodies, in our lives. Oh, Heather, thank you so much for your super sticker. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you. Sage says, yes, I ache a lot. Well, Sage, this is a great affirmation for you. I'm going to say it again. I love and approve of myself. I am loving and lovable. And when we do affirmations, it's really important to, if you're writing your own, to keep them very positive, very on point, very, your intention needs to be very clear, very crystal clear. You never want to focus on something that you don't want, but what you want to focus on is what you do want. Elizabeth says, what's the name of the book? It is Heal Your Body by Louise Hay. It's an older book. It was from, let's see when this was published here. And I think there have been a couple of like different revisions back in the 80s. This is from 82, 84. And the revised edition was 88. But I know I've seen it available, um, in a lot of different places, like, on Amazon and stuff. Hello, Robin. So nice to see you here. So glad you could join us. Yep, Sage, that's right, the 80s. You were spot on with that. But it's a really helpful book. And I've gone through this book, with other people. They'd call me and say, oh, I have a headache. What does that mean? And then I'd go look it up and they're like, oh, yeah, that's pretty spot on. Oh, you're welcome, Elizabeth. So, I highly recommend that. Um, Anything that's going to propel you and get you in that state of mind to start doing your healing. And I know that my 3 ABC books, Unconditional Love, Forgiveness, and Self-Healing, will all do that as well. Because those books present you with a lot of questions that you have to dive deep inside of you to figure out the answers. And in the process of doing that, a lot of times you reveal things to yourself that you've forgotten, that you just all of a sudden realize is true about yourself. Tiffany says, healing is truly an inside job. Yes, it is. And nobody is going to do that until they're ready to do it. No one is going to. You can't make someone, you can't push them in that direction. You can't guilt them into it. You can't bribe them into it. They have to want to do it for themselves. Sage says the new one is around $11. First editions were around $4. Oh, wow. I got mine for $3.48. That was pretty awesome. Well, I would rather have the first edition version. Yeah. But whatever is going to help you to be able to move yourself into that place of letting this stuff go. When you get out of toxic situations, when you get away from toxic people, when you no longer consume toxic food, your body feels better. You feel a difference in your energy. And I don't just mean like your energy as far as having a lot of energy to do things, but your spiritual energy. It feels lighter. It feels like a load has been lifted off of you. And why wouldn't you want to do that? Robin says, yes, I had a very large tumor in my breast. I focused on self-love. Sty on the eye. Well, let me just see that there for you, Linnell. See if there is a listing for that. Oh, look at that. Sty. Oh, okay. It says sty. It says that the probable cause is looking at life through angry eyes. Are you angry at someone? And here is the pattern changer affirmation. I choose to see everyone and everything with joy and love. Let's see. Robin said, last year the doc said he could not find it. That is so awesome, Robin. Sage says, yes, I lose weight and look younger. You have done a lot of work on yourself, Robin. This is what Tiffany said. Bravo. Keep going. Healing is ongoing. It is. And it's not something that all of a sudden, we're just done. It's going to be something continuous that we do. There's always going to be not necessarily something that we have to heal from, but things that we're going to want to do to move ourselves up to that next level, whether it's the next energetic level, however that presents itself for you. Sage said she just got her book out. I think she means this one, Tiffany. It's pretty amazing. But yes, so start doing some of this work. Joyce Hartman says, I've lost weight also. Yes. And listen to your bodies. Listen to your bodies. They will tell you what to eat. They will guide you to what foods they want, what kind of nourishment. Because, you could eat a table full of food and not get any nutritional value. Make sure that you're eating foods more in their natural state, not something just out of a box, because there's so much more nutritional value, and you can feel the difference in your body when you eat those foods. You can totally feel the difference. And your body will thank you, and you will know when you eat something that, sometimes we'll see something and be like, oh, that looks so good, and you'll eat it, and then afterwards you just feel, oh God, why did I do that? Well, then your body's telling you, you know that's not something that's healthy for your body or good for your body. Hello, Carol Ann. So nice to see you here. Robin says she went for a long walk on the beach to recharge and ground. Been feeling all the crazy energy. Yes, yes. Linnell says, I cleared it in 3 days after I released that bit of anger. That is wonderful, Linnell. Bravo. That is so awesome. And we see that that's how things work. When we hold on to that stuff, it's very negative for us. But when we release it, just like with forgiveness, forgiveness is a gift we give ourselves. We are releasing ourselves. We're not releasing the other person. I mean, a lot of times people won't even apologize to you. Richard, thank you so much for your super sticker. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Oh, Joyce said she went to the fair and ate food, and her body was pretty ticked off the next day. Yeah, I know. I mean, once your body starts getting lighter from different foods that you're feeding it, and you do even take a few bites of something else, you'll feel the difference. You'll feel that heaviness, that weightedness. Think about after like a Thanksgiving meal. Most people, well, I mean, shouldn't say most, but a lot of people fall asleep, and they stuff themselves so much and overeat, and then they just feel like crap for like 2 days. But when you eat lighter foods that your body is saying, this is what I'm craving, this is what I want, you feel so different. You don't overfill yourself. The foods that you eat have more vitamins and nutrition in them, so of course they're going to make you feel better. And just make sure you guys are drinking a lot of water. Okay, we are really needing that water increase right now. Sage says, when you're happy, you don't think about food much. No, a lot of times you don't. A lot of times, people will focus on food when they're miserable or they're upset, and they use it to comfort themselves. It's not healthy, but sometimes that's just some things that need to be overcome. Robin says, my guides told me to focus on food from the earth. Get rid of all processed foods. Yes, yes, yes. And I think I mentioned this before, but a while back I saw a picture from sometime in the 70s, and it was a picture of all these people on the beach. It was on Facebook. And there was not one single person in this picture, and there must have been 100 people on this beach. Not one single person was overweight. So why is that different now? Now, if you take a picture on the beach, think of what a different photo that would be. Now, I'm not body shaming anyone or anything like that, but there's a huge difference in the way we eat now than we ate back in the 70s. And that just shows you that all those processed foods are not good for us. All the sugar, and all that stuff. None of it is good for us. Let's see. Robin. Sage says, I'm so glad I came in tonight. Love, Ruth. Oh, Sage, thank you so much. I love you. Really happy you could be here. Hello, Kate. So nice of you to join us tonight. Now, for those of you that may be here for the first time, Aw, thank you, Tiffany. For those of you that may be here for the first time, let me just tell you. Goldylocks Productions has an amazing show on 6 nights out of the week, starting on Sunday with our amazing Tiffany White Sage Woman, and Spiritual Insights is her show. Now, all of these shows are on at 8 p.m. Eastern. Then on Mondays, we have Sarah and Graphia with the Golden Sunshine Healing Hour. On Tuesdays, we have Robin's Cosmic Soul Food. On Wednesday, of course, my show right now. Tomorrow night on Thursdays is Carol Ann Carey's show, and that is in the Psychic Flow. And Friday is Joyful Findings with Melissa Parks. And then 2 Saturdays a month, we have the Spiritual Message Circle. And I was talking about that at the beginning of the show. That's a lot of fun because you get a bunch of us on there and, we're giving messages. For a small donation of $20 or more, you get a message from all of the show hosts that are on that night. So it is a lot of fun. And we are having it this Saturday, the 10th. Getting a little ahead of myself there with the date. So hopefully you can join us for that. And like I said at the beginning of the show, even if you don't want to get a reading or a message for yourself that night, just listen to some of these messages, because I guarantee you that they're going to resonate with you. You're going to feel like that message was meant for you as well. And that always happens. So what have you got to lose? I hope to see you guys all there on Saturday. Robin said she's glad you're here, Sage. Sage says she is fantastic. I love Tiffany White Sage Woman. We all love Tiffany. She is absolutely amazing. Devin said healing of one's soul is just as important as the healing of the mind and body. Yep, that is right. That is right, Devin. Oh, Sarah, you're welcome for the shout out. Oh, and you know what? I forgot one. We have another show on Thursdays. The reason I forgot is because it's fairly new, and it's during the day, and it's with Gayla Akashana, I believe is her name. And that's on, I believe, at 3 p.m. Eastern. And I think, I forgot the name. I think it's Guardian Connection. But, all the shows on Goldylocks are really, really amazing. And, before the show, I pulled a card for everyone. And now I think I just mixed it up with all the cards. So I got to remember, believe in yourself. That's what it was. So that's what they want you to know tonight. Believe in yourself. You have the power to do anything and everything. Okay, thank you, Tiffany. It is the Guardian Connection. Gayla's taking a couple of weeks off due to her mother's transitioning. So, you can check back maybe later towards the end of the month for her show. Goldylocks. Oh, I joined. Do you see that, Tiffany? Sage loves you. But about believing in yourself, you have the power to do anything and everything that you want to do in this life. And you have to take that first step to believe in yourself. Don't think that anything is out of your reach. Look at me, okay? I was being guided to write a book back. Well, it's been a lot of years from when I first started it. Hi, Kim. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. And, I just kept, putting it off and hemming and hawing about it because it was very difficult, very painful, but very healing for me to write. And then all of a sudden they're just like, okay, this is it. You got to publish it this year. This is what you got to do. And so I did, without hesitation by that point. But I never would have believed I could author a book, much less going on 5 now. I would have never believed that in the beginning. I never saw that for myself. But once I started believing in myself, it started happening. And that's how it is in life, if you can't expect other people to believe in you if you can't believe in yourself. Just like we can't expect other people to love us if we don't love ourselves, right? Because we have to fill ourselves up first. We have to be whole, which we all are. When I hear these, I see on some of these TV shows, they're like, this couple gets together and they're like, oh, you complete me, and oh, you make me so happy. Sorry, but no one completes you except yourself. And happiness is an inside job. You have to choose to be happy. Other people do not make you happy. You may be happy with them. You may be happy, when you're doing something different, but that's not your happiness. It's something completely different. So don't ever get lost in that. Don't ever feel like you have, you're only half, because you're not. You're absolutely whole and perfect, just like you are. Yep, Joyce Hartman said she saw you yesterday on Robert Earl White's show. That is so awesome. Robert Myers, welcome. Robert says, hello, everyone, and have a wonderful, beautiful journey. Well, thank you so much, Robert. It's wonderful to see you here. So you got to, take that first step to start that healing journey. You're going to feel like a brand new person once you get some of these issues out of your way, once you get some of this stuff cleared away. Just like when Linnell was talking about the sty. Now, that was something very physical that she was experiencing. And once she got rid of that anger, it was, it went away. All of those things that we hold on to are going to create issues like that for us if we don't release them. So we have to do that healing. We have to dig inside and let these things go. Veronica says, I found it hard to believe someone unconditionally loves you if you don't love yourself that way. And you know what? I have known people who were not loved unconditionally by their parents. And when they were presented with someone in their adult life that loved them unconditionally, they did not know how to deal with that. They didn't understand it. Nothing. In my growing up years, my parents loved me unconditionally. I always knew, no matter what I ever did, it was not going to take their love away. They didn't love me because I was this or I did that. They loved me for me. I feel like all my life, I thought that's just how it was. I had no idea everybody didn't experience that. But, when you're a kid, that's just your world. What you see right there, and what you experience, that's all you know, and you think it's the same for everyone. But it isn't. It's very different for other people. And sometimes it takes people a long time to get to that place of unconditional love. But if you can't get to that place within yourself, how on earth are you going to love someone else unconditionally? You can't. You can't give away something that you don't possess yourself, right? It's not possible. Tiffany, okay. Veronica says, yes, I've never had unconditional love. Well, you do now, Veronica. You do Tiffany just said that. Well, now you do, Veronica, right here. That's what I was just saying, Tiffany. And it's true. This is the most amazing family here. There's so much love. There's so much support. Waiting, thinking, what's the catch? Tiffany said, I knew you were going to say that, Ruth. I'm sure you did. And when it comes to ourselves, it can be hard to love ourselves unconditionally. We know all of our flaws. We know the things about us that we feel are not perfect, but we're all perfect just the way you are. Or just the way we are. And a lot of times, we lose sight of that. We can, totally lose sight of who we are. And that's when it's important to really get to the core of how you feel about yourself, how you feel about everything. There's no situation that you cannot overcome. we can overcome all of it. Okay. Oh, look at this. Veronica, everyone is sending you so much love. Sage says, I have a lot of anger. Well, you need to release that anger. You need to figure out what the anger is really about. You know, see what triggers you. You know, what situation comes up in your life and you get triggered to get angry? Because there's a deeper seated root issue for your anger. Now, you may already know what it is, or you may not. You know, little things might just set you off. And it's important to figure out where that's coming from. Oh, she does know. Okay, it's a man. Okay, gotcha. I gotcha. Well, that's some healing work that you're going to need to do then, Sage. You got to work through those issues. And that first step is going to be forgiveness, which, you know, when you're in that state of being really angry, a lot of times you think forgiveness, oh God, that's never going to happen. But it will. And it will happen because you want it to, and because you need to move on with your life. And you don't have to have someone apologize. You know, even if someone has transitioned, you can still work through the forgiveness. And Richard says, treat ourselves as kings or queens. And Veronica said, yes, Richard, though I prefer to be a princess. But you can work through those issues. And you can heal from them. And then when these little situations come up, they're not going to trigger you anymore because you've healed that part of you. Robin said, letting go is a very powerful thing, and forgiveness. It is very powerful. Veronica is feeling all of the love and she appreciates us all. Well, Veronica, we appreciate you. We really do. Oh, Sage has to go. If I don't, I will be sick. Oh, I'm sorry, Sage. Well, I hope you feel better. And thank you so much for joining us tonight. Really appreciate that. But, you know, we got to do that healing work. And once we release that and release those negative emotions, we are going to feel so much better. Sage, we are here for you, Elizabeth says. So, have you begun your healing journey? Is this something that you've just been putting off? I know I feel like we talk about it a lot, but I hear whispered in my ear all the time that there's someone that needs to hear this. So, you know, it's your story. Write it the way you want it. Yes. That's right. And it's important. It's important to release this stuff, especially with all this amazing energy that we're going to be experiencing, you know, for the rest of this year. We have to get ourselves ready. And we have to be ready, not just on a physical level, but on every level. So not only do we need to prepare our physical body, but we have to prepare our spiritual one, our emotional one, our mental one. And that's where healing of your past issues really comes in. And, you know, they've been telling me for months and months and months how urgent it is to start healing from these issues. I felt the urgency. I've heard the urgency. And I hear it all the time. The time is now. The time is now. And no, I'm burping. But I feel like it's very crucial time. Veronica, thank you so much. She says, Sage, I highly recommend Ruth's books. Very simple to read and go at your own pace. I'm healing 54 years of crap. Wow, Veronica, thank you so much. And I am so grateful when I hear something like that, because I was so reluctant in the beginning to even do it. I had that calling to do it, and I was guided to do it. And You know, they would just send me so much information, my angels and guides, all the time. And they would say, this is going to help someone. This is going to help someone. And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, if this just helps one person to heal the way I healed, it's totally worth it. And when I hear someone say something like that, I mean, it touches me so deeply, and I am so, so grateful, just so grateful. And I am so proud of you, Veronica, for doing the work, because it's hard. It takes time, it takes energy, and it takes a determination to want to heal. Um, so I really appreciate you saying that. Elizabeth said that's great advice, Veronica. Sarah said, I second that, Veronica. Well, thank you guys so, so much. Kim, I don't know where I got Kim from. Robin says, sometimes you just need to take a leap of faith. That's very true. Sometimes you do. Oh, Veronica says she will. Thank you. Veronica, Sage said she will. Thank you. I have 20 years of crap with people. And we all have lots of stuff, don't we? We all do. But we all get to a point somewhere in our life when it's time to be done with it. It's time to let that stuff go. It's time to heal from it so that we can move on, fulfilling our purpose, living in joy, filling our lives and our hearts with love. And, this is a great time with this energy. It's a great time to manifest what you want. Great time. Elizabeth said, proud of Sage for sharing, and we are all here for her. That is right, Elizabeth. That is right. Linnell says, true that. Yes, we are. We are all here for each other. We're all here to support each other and to love each other and to help each other as much as we possibly can. That is why we are here. And I just love that we're all brought together here, and this amazing, you can feel the amazing love, the amazing energy with this group of people. It's palpable. You can feel it. And you can feel that on, every one of the Goldylocks shows, every single one. And all of the shows are just, so perfect within themselves. But then we all blend so well together. A lot of the same people, some of the same people watch every single show. And then there are, certain people that are exclusive to certain shows. It's all, what you like, what resonates with you, what you feel. And that is fine, Oh, Joyce says, lots of stuff I'm healing from. Thank you all. I think we're all going through some of this healing right now. And if you haven't started to do it and you're seeing things and issues come up, rising up, bubbling up to the surface, it's because it's time to start healing them. The time is now. The time is now. And you might feel very overwhelmed that you have this enormous pain or this enormous anger or anxiety or grief, whatever you're healing from. And you may feel like this is never going to be over. I'm never going to get past this. Don't have thoughts like that. And don't say the word never. Don't say the word can't. Because you can do it. You can do it. And it's going to take a little bit of work. But if you're willing to put in the work, it's going to heal you. Yes, Sage. The stream Saturday is on YouTube. Veronica says, I have goosebumps on top of my goosebumps. Love is a strong energy. It most certainly is. And I always feel like when you get that, the full body goosebumps like that, it's because you're feeling truth or you're hearing truth or you're experiencing truth. And it's resonating really deep within you. And that's why we get those. That's how I've always felt about it. I'm sure everybody, other people have different, version of that, but that's how it feels to me. FYI, there are 2 Joyces. Yes, I saw that. One on Facebook and one here on YouTube. Yes. Thank you for that, Tiffany. Robin says, I love you, Sage. I went through many years of abuse that caused me to self-abuse. I heal myself. You can, and you will heal, Sage. Yes, you will. You definitely will. Linnell said she had a lineup. Where did we go here? She had a lineup of dogs this morning. The healing buzz is getting out there. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Summer Solstice says, I was really good at healing until the loss of my twin brother. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry for your loss. I am now, after 2 years, trying to heal again. It's very painful. Summer, I totally understand that kind of pain. Now, mine wasn't a twin, mine was my mother. And the feeling of loss and the grief that I had, it took me several years to work through that. That was my own personal experience. But when you do, and it's extremely painful. That's the worst pain I've ever experienced in my life. The worst loss I ever had. And when you do work through that and you're able to move on, it's going to be the most amazing feeling. And know that your twin brother is always around you. Always. You know, I talk to my mom a lot. Now, it's not on the phone, it's not in person or face to face. But when I talk to her, I can feel her energy. I can feel her responding to what I say. You can do that with your twin brother as well. So don't ever feel like you're alone. You know, when you're feeling that sadness and that grief, ask for your angels to help you. Ask for all of the angels to help you. They will put their wings right around you and hug you like you have never felt before. But you have to ask for their help. But don't hesitate to do that. That's why our angels are there. They are there to guide us every step throughout our life. But because of free will, they can't intervene unless we ask for help. So please, please do not hesitate to ask for their help. Okay. Yes. Tiffany said, wow, Summer, that is a pain that many do not comprehend. I'm sure. I mean, you know, something I was watching lately, and there were twins, and I was just thinking about how what a amazing kind of relationship that must be. It's not something I've ever experienced, but you know, and we all experience loss and we all grieve in our own ways. And don't ever, you know, tell yourself, oh, I'm taking too long to get through this. Grief has no timetable. You take as long as you need. And during this process, you make sure that you are taking good care of yourself. Self-care is so important, especially when our body is going through this kind of pain and turmoil. You want to make sure you take specially good care of yourself. Okay. Robert Myers says, I definitely want to check out the Sacred Circle this Saturday. Well, that is awesome. We look forward to having you on there. Sage says, lost my best friend. It's hard. We're spiritual sisters. It is hard. It's very hard when we lose someone that we love. Wow. Lots and love. Sarah says, lots of love and healing sent to all. Linnell says, when you think of them, they are right there with you. Yes, they are. Elizabeth says, ask to dream about them before you go to sleep. That helps me with the loss of my loved ones. Just a suggestion. Elizabeth, that is a wonderful suggestion. A lot of people experience loved ones coming to them in their dreams. And I think that is amazing. I can remember dreaming about my grandma This is many, many years ago. But when I woke up, I could smell her scent. I could feel her presence. So I really felt like I was with her in that dream. Dreams are very powerful. Summer says, thank you all so very much. I appreciate it. Sage says, I lost my sister. She wasn't even a year younger than me. That was hard. Sage, I'm so sorry for your loss. So sorry. Oh, Devin says, quitting is not a bad thing as long as you remember to start again. Yes, that's very good advice, Devin. Kim says, I think we must go through this to understand so we can help others once we do. Kim, that is awesome. Yes. And, I have thought about that in my life so many times when I would be going through a certain situation. I'd be like, oh, what am I going through this for? What am I learning from this? And I've heard that little voice tell me, you have to experience this so you can help someone else go through the same thing. And, that is the best teacher in the world is experience. You can learn all you want to from reading and things like that. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with those because, come on, I write books. I'm never going to tell you that. But experience is a phenomenal teacher. Phenomenal. Sage, we're sending you tons of love, Sage. Tons of love and light. When they come to mind, smile for their visit. Yes. Richard says, my friend Jason had a twin brother that died at birth. Oh, that is sad. Kim says, lost my mom 29 years ago, started healing about 5 years ago. Kim, I can understand that. It takes time, and we don't do it until we're ready. We don't do it until we're ready. It can be a really long process, Linnell says, true that. Healed space to share the new space for further healing to come on in. Keep expanding. Wonderful. Joyce Guest said, my brother who passed came to me in a dream on a phone and said, how are you doing? Oh, Joyce, that must have given you so much comfort. Sage says, I have had it hard talking about it. It has made me so wise. Wonderful. Wonderful. And when we go through all of these tremendous situations in our lives and these experiences, if you can walk away from these experiences having learned something, there is a lesson in everything. And the greater the experience, the greater the lesson. Great sharing the evening. Huge goosebumps. Wonderful, Linnell. Hello, Katie Cat. How are you? Katie Cat says, loss of a loved one is truly painful. I am grieving over the recent loss of my kitty. It could have been prevented, but could not get the help we needed. That's what hurts the most, is that she suffered. And, sometimes it's so hard with animals because they don't just talk to us and tell us exactly what's bothering them. Sometimes, we intuitively know. Sometimes we can sense it. And it's just the same like with a small child who can't verbalize yet. It's difficult because you don't know what they're going through and you don't know how to help them. I'm so sorry for the loss of your cat. Our animals are our family as well. Summer Solstice said, I was very good at communicating with the other side. I've never been afraid of my abilities. Wonderful. I've seen him since, however, I'm afraid of my emotions. You need to heal those. You need to heal from that whole situation. Veronica says, I like to take a break from healing and do some fun for a while to balance it out, or it becomes overwhelming. I can understand that. And we need balance. We need that balance in our life. Okay. Well, you guys, yes, that's right. Cats are family. Our dogs are family. So just sending out tons of love and light to everyone who is grieving right now or going through some type of a loss. Know that, you one day you will heal from this. I know that doesn't help you right now while you're going through it, but you just have to process it as best as you can. Thank you so much, Joyce Guest, for being here. I really appreciate you. Joyce says good night and lots of love to everyone. And we are out of time. Fun is healing. That's very true. I want to thank everyone, all of you that have been here tonight in this sacred circle. Thank you so much for sharing so much of yourselves in the comments. I was pretty blown away by, the comfort level of wanting to share with others and helping others to heal as well through your experiences. I am grateful for all of you that are here every single week with me. I am grateful for all of you that are here for the first time. And I truly hope you will come back next week. I love you all. You guys have an amazing week. Good night.
Don't want the fun to end? Grab more refreshments. Then head over to the Goldylocks Productions YouTube channel. With the huge selection of shows, the fun doesn't have to end.